In 2015, the Supreme Court's Obergefell v. Hodges decision legalized same-sex marriage nationwide, but that ruling was narrow, only a 5-4 decision, and it relied on a delicate interpretation of the Constitution's equal protection and due process clauses. Fast forward to 2015, the court is now considering whether to hear the case of Kim Davis, the former Kentucky county clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples because of her religious beliefs. Davis is appealing a jury verdict that awarded $100,000 in emotional damages and $260,000 in attorney fees to the couple she denied. The court's decision to take this case could set the stage for overturning Obergefell, and I believe they will. Here's why. The 2015 Obergefell decision was a 5-4 split. Importantly, Anthony Kennedy, considered a swing justice, was the only conservative to side with the liberals. Only 2 of the justices who supported same-sex marriage in 2015 remain on the current court. This means the liberal bloc has fewer defenders of the ruling than they did a decade ago. Since 2015, the Supreme Court has shifted dramatically. The current court has a 6-3 conservative majority. On the conservative side, 3 justices who opposed Obergefell in 2015 are still on the bench. They would only need 2 of the remaining conservatives to side with them to form a majority to overturn the ruling. Given historical voting patterns and the fact that none of the conservatives have shown any inclination to support same-sex marriage, this makes overturning Obergefell highly likely, a virtual nail in the coffin. Kim Davis's case hinges on First Amendment protections. The court has historically emphasized that religious exercise cannot be unduly burdened when less restrictive means exist. Precedents like Playboy Enterprise v. Meese, Burwell v. Hobby Lobby, and Employment Division v. Smith illustrate that compelling individuals to act against religious conscience is often impermissible when alternatives are available. Civil unions, for example, could provide legal recognition without forcing participation from clerks like Davis. Federal and state laws, including Religious Freedom Restoration Acts, RFRA, further protect individuals from government actions that substantially burden religious exercise. If the court interprets mandatory same-sex marriage licensing as violating RFRA principles, this strengthens the case for overturning Obergefell and returning marriage regulations to the states. If the court overturns Obergefell, the consequences would be profound. There's state-level patchwork. Some states, California, New York, Massachusetts, and Illinois, would almost certainly continue recognizing same-sex marriage. Other states, particularly in the South and Midwest, like Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, could ban or even criminalize same-sex marriage. Couples could see their legal rights stripped or unrecognized when crossing state lines. Civil unions could serve as alternatives. Civil unions might provide legal recognition in restrictive states, but would not carry the full benefits or societal recognition of marriage. The Respect for Marriage Act offers some protections. The 2022 RFMA mandates recognition of previously valid marriages, so existing marriages may be protected even if Obergefell is overturned. However, new marriages could face bans leading to litigation as states test the boundaries of federal protections. Still, there are social and financial impacts. Legal uncertainty could affect healthcare, taxes, inheritance, and adoption. Couples may experience emotional distress, political polarization would intensify, and businesses may face compliance challenges in states that choose not to recognize marriages performed elsewhere. Considering the court's new 6-3 conservative composition, the narrow 2015 precedent, and strong religious freedom arguments, I predicted the Supreme Court will overturn Obergefell v. Hodges. The Kim Davis case provides a vehicle to reconsider the ruling, and with only 2 justices from the original liberal majority supporting same-sex marriage still on the court, the legal and political conditions for reversal are aligned. If this occurs, marriage regulation will return to the states, creating a patchwork of legal recognition. Some states will continue protecting same-sex marriages, while others may restrict or even criminalize them. Civil unions and federal safeguards like the RFMA will mitigate some consequences, but hundreds of thousands of couples would face uncertainty, legal challenges, and social ramifications. The Supreme Court's decision on this case could redefine marriage equality in America for decades, and based on current dynamics, I believe the ruling will tilt decisively towards overturning Obergefell. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like, share, and comment. It boosts my ego, but more importantly, it boosts my SEO. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe so I can continue making these videos, and as always, I'll see you next time.